The process of storing scanned paper documents, or even electronically generated PDF documents, like emailed invoices, involves the need to index or tag those documents so they can be later searched and retrieved by those pieces of data. There are two main steps. Step 1. Classification. First off, the documents need to be classified. This means the system needs to know what type of document it is that needs to be stored. In some cases, like invoices, not only does it need to know it's an invoice, but also needs to know which vendor it came from, since they are all different. This is important because the indexes, reference fields, are going to be in different places on each document and will vary by vendor. If using OCR, optical character recognition, for scanned docs, it needs to know where to look on the document to then place that data in the correct field. Otherwise, the user needs to know where to look to manually key the field. Step 2 is document indexing and tagging. All documents need to have data attached to them to be retrievable, and this is the tricky part. Using the invoice as an example, there would be 10 to 15 fields that need to be associated with the invoice for robust retrieval. This means the invoice number must be entered into the invoice number field, and the same with the due date, PO number, vendor information, and so on. This process is the most labor-intensive and costly part of the process, not to mention the one with most room for user error. OCR technology is extremely accurate, but knowing that the invoice number is indeed an invoice number versus a reference number or some other different number, so it can put it in the invoice number field, is still a challenge for even the most advanced AI, artificial intelligence, OCR applications. This is why, even with OCR-assisted keying, there is still heavy operator or human intervention. It's a lot of stare and compare to make sure it gets it right. If it's not correct, the operator needs to correct all the discrepancies. This step is called data verification in the case of OCR and involves manually keying every character of every field needed to be entered into the correct field. This represents millions of keystrokes for even a small company. Other documents that are less standardized, structured than invoices, like legal or human resource docs, are 10 times more complicated to index. The real question is that, in a retrieval system, why do we need to know that an invoice number is an invoice number? Since ScanSearch collects every data element on the document, you simply type in what you are looking for, and it will give you the same result with zero upfront effort to index the document. It doesn't need to know that INV12345 is an invoice number. It just needs to know it's on the document. End result: ScanSearch eliminates the most expensive and time-consuming step in electronic and scanned document storage.